Welcome back to the series on how to make a pattern repeat from handmade artwork in Photoshop. In this video, we will make a seamless watercolor paper texture in two ways. We will also scale it down and add it into our pattern repeat. A freebie alert, I have attached two files of the watercolor paper texture in JPEG format, one without a seamless repeat and one with seamless repeat that we created in this video. Feel free to download them and use them in your patterns. Let's continue where we left off. First, open a watercolor paper file that I attached in the description below. The next step is to make it seamless by using offset filter tool. Before that, first we know our artboard size dimension in pixel. Go to image, click image size. You can see your image size pixel in here. Now go to filter other offset and enter the half of the pixels in here. This tool will divide your artboard equally into 4 parts and move them to the corners. Now we can see our artboard edges at the center of our canvas. We can easily make it seamless. For that, I'm gonna use spot healing brush tool. This tool is used to remove any imperfections in your artboard. To adjust your brush size, press right bracket key to increase your brush size and press left bracket key to decrease. Just click and drag over the areas you want to correct. This will automatically analyze the pixels around that area and then blend them smoothly. In this way, you can manually correct the areas you want to fix. The next tool we're gonna use will correct the areas in one step. The tool I mentioned earlier to correct the areas in one step is that Content Aware Fill tool. First, select the areas by using lasso tool. I'm selecting the center area of the canvas. Here is where our artboard edges meet after we apply the offset filter tool. Then go to Edit, select Content Aware Fill option. A separate dialog box will appear on the right side of your screen. This is the Content Aware Fill workspace where we can make adjustments. On the left, you can see the green areas. Here is where Photoshop samples the pixels and uses them to blend and match the selected areas with the surrounding areas seamlessly. Under the sampling area options, select the auto option. This will automatically detect the surrounding area pixels and uses them to blend the selected area seamlessly. Hit apply button. The corrected selected area will be there in a new layer. Merge both the layers together by holding shift key. Right click on the layers and select merge layers. That's it. This is our seamless watercolor paper texture repeat. This is my way to scale it down. Go to edit, click define pattern, name your pattern, click OK. This will save your pattern in the patterns panel. Click the adjustment icon at the bottom of the layers panel and select patterns. Select the pattern we saved earlier. Click the arrow mark next to the scale option and pull it down to 50%. Click OK. Now our pattern is seamlessly repeated by half. Now go to File, click Save a Copy. Then save as in JPEG file format. Click Save. Now our scale down pattern repeat watercolor texture saved in JPEG file format. I am adding a new layer filled with black color. I do this step often to test my pattern repeat is repeated seamlessly or not. Sometimes you can see a black line at the edges of your pattern. In that case, copy and paste your pattern layer until the black line goes away. Then finally, merge the pattern layer and the duplicated layers together. Now we're gonna add our scale down texture repeat into our tulips pattern. So go to file menu, open that file, and I have attached this file in the description. If you want, feel free to download and use it. An important thing to remember is that check both your texture file and your pattern file size, because my texture file size is 24 cross 24 inches, but my pattern size is 12 cross 12 inches. I'm gonna change my texture file size into 12 cross 12 inches. Now our texture file size is ready. Click and drag it into your pattern file. And move it to the top of all the layers. And use transform tool to place it at the center. You can see the pink line. This means your file is placed perfectly at the center. If you can't see the pink line, turn on the snap option under the view menu. Now we are gonna blend this texture into our pattern by using blending modes in the layers panel. Blending mode controls how the colors on one layer interact with the colors underneath it. Each blending mode here works in a different way. For example, multiply will make everything darker by multiplying color values, and the overlay will add the contrast to your image, means it will dark the darker areas and lightens the lighter areas. Multiply blending mode is a great option to add the texture into your pattern. Next, adjust the opacity. Opacity controls the transparency of the layer. You can adjust this based on how much you want the texture to show through on your pattern. Next, adjust the fill. The difference between opacity and fill is opacity affects everything on the layer, but fills affect only the content on the layer. In this case, texture will be affected if you reduce the fill. I'm gonna give a light color background. Then finally save your file. Go to file menu, click save. Next, save it as a JPEG format. Go to file, click save a copy. Name your file. Select JPEG file format and hit save. Now our pattern is saved in a JPEG format. In the next video, I'm going to upload this pattern to Spoonflower. Not only that, I will show you how to test your pattern, talk about keywords and more. So stay tuned.